Good evening, everybody. This is Victor Kilo 4, Golf Romeo Bravo, Gary in Faryiryland. It's just gone 19:30 hours, 7:30 p.m., 09:30 UTC. It is Wednesday night. That means it's another VK4BAD bad net for the Bunya Mountains and District Amateur Radio Club. I'll now change my call sign over to the club's call of VK4 Bravo Alpha Delta for the Bunya Mountains and District Amateur Radio Club. Currently in Faryiryland, it is 17.1 degrees Celsius, 0 wind speed, and 78% humidity. This is VK4 Bravo Alpha Delta. Now listening for any call-ins. VK4BAD.
VK4 Mike Victor. VK4FAX.
Okay, we've got VK4 Mike Victor and VK4 FAX. Good evening there, Al and Don. Anyone else want to join the Bunya Mountains and District Amateur Radio Club's Wednesday night net? VK4BAD? Okay, looks like it's going to be a quiet one for the time being. We might get a couple of stragglers coming up. Never know. Okay, so far we've got VK4 Mike Victor, L, and VK4 FAX Don. Anyone else want to join the Bunya Mountains and District Amateur Radio Club's Wednesday night net? VK4BAD? Okay, no one there at the present time. So it looks like it might be a quick one there again tonight. You never know on that. At the moment there, I'm burning copying a disc at the present time. So just doing some stuff like that. Well, today was pretty good. It was around about 27 degrees there today. Not bad for we're still in winter. Okay, we've got VK4 Mike Victor, Al in Dolby, and VK4 FAX Don in Drayton. Anyone else want to join the Bunya Mountains and District Amateur Radio Club's Wednesday night net? VK4BAD?
VK4IJP.
Okay, VK4IJP. Got one extra. Good evening there, Ian, in Proston. Okay, anyone else before we start the first round? VK4BAD listening? Okay, nothing heard at the present time. Okay, as you're probably aware there, Al, I didn't get a chance to get up to Dolby. Won't be till next Friday week before I get a chance to get up that way. if everything goes to plan. As I said, I'm in no real rush at the present time. I don't get parts until at least the 10th of September for one job, and this one here could wait for a little bit longer as well. So whenever I get up that way, I get up that way. I know where it roughly it is. Got to ask you there to throw your AD over to my give me an email to my mycallsign@gmail.com. There, Al, with appropriate information there, if you don't mind. VK4 Mike Victor is on top, followed by VK4FAX and VK4IJP. This is Victor Kilo 4 Golf Romeo. Correction. This is Victor Kilo 4 Bravo Alpha Delta for the Bunya Mountains and District Amateur Radio Club. We'll start the first round, so take it away there, Al.
VK4BAD group and VK4 Mike Victor. Good evening, Gary, Don and Ian again. Yes, I noticed you were conspicuous by your absence, and I particularly hung around because I nearly disappeared out the door to go to an auction in Toowoomba until I remembered. I thought, I better hang about. So, but anyway, if you check your Gmail, there's already an email there with an address and a description of how to get here, and probably a phone number as well. So I just checked that arrived. Didn't bounce anyway. Yeah, it's all going. The only thing is there's probably a few channels in there that are no longer functional. So if you wanted to write out a bit of a channel list of what you would prefer to have in there, I might be able to do a quick program on it and make it a bit more functional. But anyway, we'll work that out later. And yes, I've had a busy week doing things. Been struggling a bit with an FT847 for Merv in several categories. Difficult circuit, almost impossible to read circuit diagrams, even at A2 size. And but we've got it going, and a little bit of fine tuning, a little bit of soak testing, and it's probably going to be fine. And I've sorted out the problem with the TS 570 as well. I think I'll have to put my hand up for being stupid on that one. But anyway, other than that, Ian, the parcel arrived. I got onto them. They said, it's been dropped at the newsagents in town. So I jumped to the car and went down there and grabbed it. So I've got it. So I do have the caps that I need to put in the 847. So didn't do it tonight. I'll do it in the morning. What else is there? That's about it. It has been lovely weather. It can stay like this all year and it would be absolutely fine. You can get up early enough to make good of the sunlight and quite enjoyable through the day. I did get washing done, but it got in a bit late, so it doesn't feel damp, so it might just be cold. The air is still dry, so it's good. Anyway, over to you, Don, VK4FAX in the group, VK4 Mike Victor.
Mike Victor with the group, VK4FAX with a mouthful of chocolate. Good evening all. Trust everyone's well. One good news about Merv's radios, that's real great news. I think he'll be really pleased that you've been able to resurrect them for him. I think he thought the worst was happened with these radios. That's really great. Not a lot happened around here today, just our usual failures of hot water units and other little things, valves and God knows what, emptying trailers full of rubbish or steel and stuff to make way for other, and off to the doctor to get a check over with all the aches and pains from that Saturday, so a few x-rays. I've got to go for a ultrasound whenever they get back to me. Check out the muscular problems out, but I think I'm on the mend. I was able to unload the trailer today with a whole heap of steel, so I think the exercise done me better rather than sitting around doing nothing. Good to hear you there, Ian. You're back from wandering around the countryside. I've heard you on a couple of times talking to the boys, so it's great you're back. Yeah, I've probably got not a lot else to add. G'day to you there, Gary, as well. VK4GRB with the group VK4FX.
Good evening, guys. Al? Yeah, that's good about Move's radio. That's really good. Actually, after we were speaking this afternoon, I went and exchanged ribbon cables. So on another board, there's the same cable. So I had the same problems. Well, I actually decleaned the ribbon cable a little bit with very fine wet and dry. Actually, I was going to run a little bit of that wet and dry in and out of the connector that had the corrosion in it. Ooh, I forgot that. I might extract that a little later on and just cut a bit of wet and dry. Might be enough to clean the contacts if they've got some corrosion on it. I did sort of think about that earlier on, but I forgot about it. Yeah. And Don, doctors and that. Well, I'm off to the doctor's appointment tomorrow. So again, an eye specialist. So hopefully all will be fine. With that, so we'll pop into a couple of shops down in Brisbane while we're there. And do a couple of things and then mosey on home afterwards. Just be careful with this. Isn't my usual radio I use on 2 metres. So because I've been speaking to the other 2 guys on 70 centimetres, I've taken the radio out of the car. So, and this has got a bit of a funny push to talk thing on it. You've got to sort of hold the sucker in, otherwise it drops off. Doctors, and of course to see our local doctor up here, which I rang the other week because I've got to get some scripts and blood tests and that. Just over 4 weeks to get in and see her, just for prescription and the usual blood test. So, it takes forever, doesn't it? But anyway. And had a quick yarn with Gary this morning, so we've been updated with all the happenings in Faryiryland. It's a metropolis happening down there. There's never a dull moment, is there? Anyway, that's about it for me. Other than that, I've actually been doing a couple of things to the car, cleaning it up after being out to Birdsville and down to Zamora, and cleaning it up, greasing the drive shaft and doing a couple of other things to it, getting ready for the next trip sometime. VK4BAD and the group VK4IJP.
VK4IJP, VK4 Golf Romeo, correction, Bravo Alpha Delta for the Bunya Mountains and District Amateur Radio Club. Before I continue on, is there anyone else want to join the net? VK4BAD?
Very good evening, Gary and the group. I'm running late. VK4 Echo Mike.
Okay, VK4 Echo Mike. No worries there, Merv. Have an over, and I'll and then throw it back to me, VK4BAD.
Roger, Gary. I think I doubled with someone else there at the end, so there might be someone else there lurking on the edges also. A very good evening to you all. I've just been on 6 metres trying to work a couple of J stations there. About, 6 o'clock, or some afternoons 5 o'clock, or 6 o'clock, or 7 o'clock. There's a bit of an opening into Japan, and I've just been, I tried a couple of J's there, but it was one-way traffic. And I'm not getting to Japan, but Japan's getting here. There was also an Indonesian station there, and a VK6 and another VK4, but I didn't see anyone work anyone. All right. Back to you, Gary. VK4BAD and the group, VK4 Echo Mike.
VK4 Echo Mike, VK4 Bravo Delta. Does there anyone else want to join the net before we start the second round? VK4BAD? Okay, nothing heard as yet there. Okay, Tate Radio pickup. It's in spam. So that's where it went to there, Al. So I've got to move you out of there. Report not spam. I assume that's the one. It is similar to a message that was identified as spam in your past. Okay, reported as not spam. I've also got Fred in there as well. Life Flight. Oh, okay. Why are all those guys doing on my spam? Okay. Anyway, I'll look at all that lot there later on. But I just threw you back over into my my inbox there, Al. So I'll have a look at that one there later on. Okay. Myself today, block your ears, Don. Today I've been a plumber. Disconnected the mains off the house and rerouted some plumbing, which has to go. I had it over on the eastern side. It's now got to go on the western side, and then down the back. So I'm just doing a bit of plumbing. There. Luckily, the toilet and all that doesn't have to be moved, so I don't have to touch those main lines for that. So this is only just pumped water into the for the drinking water into the house. Okay. Not much else. Not much else happening this way. As I said there, Al, I'd found you in my spam list with a few others, which shouldn't be in there. So I I've been wondering why I haven't been getting some emails from different people. Stand by. Okay, before we start the last round for the evening, okay there, Don, on got to go and see the quack. One day I've got to go back around to them. I haven't seen them for about 3 years. And I should be on a care plan, but for some unknown reason I haven't heard anything about it. And it's been about 3 years. Either they think I'm dead or gone somewhere else. Okay there, Ian. You're heading off again tomorrow. It's for what I hear. And okay there, Merv, on 6 meters. Yeah, well, that's the magic band, isn't it? You know, it's that one where they're there, and then when someone goes to listen to them, they're gone. Yes, and of course, 80 and 40 are the winter bands, so they're going to change in a little while. So, but we got some good sunspot readings still going. So, 10 meters will be going off the wall at the moment with lots. Bit of tropo coming through at the present time on 2 meters. I was earwigging to use guys there this morning, but it wasn't quite strong enough to get into you their Merv. But I got but I could get up to Gladstone, no problems at all. So Tropo was working fine one way, but not towards your way there, unfortunately, there, Merv. But I was earwigging on yous there in the morning. There and that. I should actually put one of my rotators up and so I could swing the 2 meter beam around your way, and but then again, if I do that, I'll make too much noise. So there. Hi. Okay, stand by. Okay, before we take off on the last round, does there anyone else want to call in? VK4BAD listening?
VK4WB.
Okay, VK4 Whiskey Bravo. Dave. No worries. Have a bit of a word, and then throw it back my way. VK4 Whiskey Bravo. VK4 Bravo Alpha Delta.
Yeah, VK4BAD, VK4WB. Yes, good evening. I'm running late as well. I tried to contact before, but my tone was the wrong one. But anyway, I fixed that up. Doctors, more doctors and appointments and things. Anyway, fortunately, we are healthy enough to not to need them that much. Just checking the minor details. But I've got to go for an operation on my eyes. I've got to get my cataracts removed. So that's going to be interesting. 3 days of seeing double or whatever. But anyway, we've got to do it. Apart from that, nothing much. No radio done. I haven't done any radio whatsoever. Just haven't had the time, except for this just now. But I'll see. Oh, no, sorry. I apologize. This morning, or sometime this morning, I had a chat with Croatia. So that's another country to add to the list. All
got nothing much more to say at the moment, so I'll put it back to... Oh, by the way, Don, I hope you are getting better. I heard that you had a bit of an accident. I hope everything is sort of okay with you, but these are nasty things. All right, I'll put it back to control, VK4BAD, VK4WB.
VK4 Whiskey Bravo, VK4 Bravo Alpha Delta. No worries there, Dave. And okay on accessing Croatia today. That's one country well, there's quite a few countries I haven't got into as yet. But I'm hardly ever on HF nowadays. For one thing, I've got to get on the HF to do these ones, don't I? So I assume I should put up a couple of antennas. Hi. Okay, VK4, Mike Victor. Over to you there, Al. And Merv, you throw it over to Whiskey Bravo when you're finished. VK4 Mike Victor, VK4BAD.
VK4BAD and the group, VK4 Mike Victor. And good evening, Merv and David, the tail enders. And yeah, all good. Nice little group eventually. And sorry, Don, I didn't know you'd had an accident. I did not try to duplicate my tricks. Goodness. So I do hope you're right, and you sound like you're okay. And all mine was in sort of modest little injury, thanks to modern vehicles, I think. So I hope you're doing well. And yes, and Merv, nice to hear from you. 6 metres. Yeah, I've never worked 6. I can recall. Maybe a repeater on 6. I can't remember. But Croatia, yes, I've got that in the HF logbook. And yeah, so it's interesting and good to get to those places. And good news for you, Merv. Both the radios are functional. I'll just have to give us a little more soap testing, and hopefully everything will be right. One part arrived today for the 847 that wasn't causing any problems, but it certainly is not in good shape as a capacitor had decided to chunder its insides out. Not spectacularly, but just old age. So I'll get that sorted. They arrived in the mail today, in the post, after I chased it. I missed the guy going down the driveway. He knocked on the front door and drove away, and I come out of the shed, and he was at the end of the driveway and off. But the secondary is they drop it at the paper shop in town, so I had to race in there before they closed and pick it up there. Other than that, all good. Yeah, so yeah, I'll send you a missive with a few details, Merv, and let you know what the odds are. How I've been struggling with very, very small writing on a decent sized circuit diagram. You'd have to read it under a magnifying lens. So I bought one with the 3 little LEDs in it. That's come in quite handy actually, because it lights and looks. But yeah, I cannot believe how fine the printing is in one of the manuals. It's I've got a full-blown service manual in hard copy, and I've got to look at under a jeweler's loop to try and read what some of the numbers are. They're so small, but they're there, but it's very hard to copy. Okay, all good. Okay, over to you, Don, VK4 FAX and the group VK4MV.
VK4MV, VK4FAX, and good evening to you, Merv and David. Yeah, not a big deal, I suppose, with the accident there, Al. I was passenger in a bus. We were heading out to Faryiryland for bowls on Saturday morning, and we only got about 400 metres from the clubhouse. And a bloke come round the corner on the wrong side of the road and planted his the driver's seat, just a natural reaction to stop myself going forward, and I took the thrust straight up through my right arm, and whereas the rest of the people on the bus more or less just got a bit of whiplash, I decided I'd take a bit more than that. Stupid me. But anyway, I'll survive. Yes, thanks, David, for your thoughts as well. Just a little warning there, Gary. I get quite a few emails from Fred, and they're definitely not from Fred. Just the ones where he sent you some photos or something. They're all shams. Just vet those ones that are going into your junk mail or your spam. Be a little bit careful. I get quite a few from different people that go there, and they're definitely not bona fide. So just tread gently with those. I'll put it over to Ian. VK4AJP, VK4VAX.
Wrong radio.
On 70, is he?
Yeah, he's on 70. Hang on. Hang on, I'm transmitting, so it won't come through. Stand by, fellas. I'll get to him when he finishes off on the air and tell him that he's on the wrong radio. VK4BAD. You're on the wrong radio, VK4BAD. You're on 70.
What brings you on 6 metres, I've been listening to 6 metre beacons on 6 metres called Japanese beacons. I looked them up, and on New Zealand radio beacons, and I haven't heard any at all, and I've been listening to the radio about 10 times a day. I don't know. Anyway, and today the day, so
Stand by, fellas. He's still transmitting on 70.
Oh, and that's the second time it's done that to me as well. I'm now putting the lock key on the microphone.
Oh, okay. You had a beautiful rover on 70. Unfortunately, none of them, unless they all flicked over to 70, would have heard you there. So if you want to ask those questions again there, which you asked, just in case they didn't flick up to 70, ask them again there, Ian. And on this one, on 2 meters, and they might be able to answer your questions if they isn't there. VK4 IJP, VK4 BAD.
No, I'm just trying to broadcast, broadband. Spread it over the spectrum. Okay, what I did ask Merv, what frequencies on 6 metres does this all happen? I need to send you my phone number so you can be my notifications guy on text. If you can let us know. I suppose it's not a really quick. This is our second time, isn't it? Yeah, but maybe just after Merv, if you don't mind. Anyway, we'll pass it over to Dave, VK4WB, VK4IJP.
Yeah, VK4AJP, VK4WB. Yes, good evening. I have forgotten your name, so never mind. We'll check it out. Yeah, I don't know. I haven't done anything on 6 meters at all. I don't do FT8, and so it's only SSB or FM. But I haven't been able to get. I've got to put up my dipole, my 6 meter dipole. I've got one here. I've got to just assemble it and then whack it up there on a pole or something. But I'll be doing that hopefully tomorrow. I'm feeling a hell of a lot better now that going to the gym and sort of see if we can get a bit of tone and lose weight and all that sort of stuff. But anyway, we'll see how we go. Alrighty, I don't know who I'll pass it on to. Merv? Dawn, Merv? I'll put it back to you, Gary, and you can decide who's next. VK4BAD, VK4WB.
Yeah, okay. I just looked at the Ian jumped you onto over Merv. Merv, your tail and Charlie now. Unfortunately, whichever way you want to look at it. VK4 Echo Mike. Over to you there, Merv.
Yeah, okay. Thanks, Gary. Oh dear. VK4BAD in the group, VK4 Echo Mike. Well, Ian, if you're going to use digital, it's 50.313, and at the moment there's nothing on the screen. The screen's blank. But, 50.313, and voice is, what's voice? 5110, I think. 50.110 is the calling frequency from my memory. You go there and you do, put out a call or answer a call, and then you QSY to another frequency. And it's, your ordinary voice if you want to use voice. Okay. Oh, Al, that's wonderful news. Wonderful news. And, no hurry for those. If you want to keep playing with them and all that sort of stuff, please do so. I'll be very interested to find out, from you what the problem was, or is. maybe it's the operator. I can't get blame for both. I'll take the blame for 847, but the other one hasn't been, around here for a long time. So I'd be interested to, find out about that. And, Ian, actually, I tried to chase you up a few days, for a few evenings. When the band opened, I thought that you might have wanted to have a listen to 6 metres, but I couldn't find you about. Well, no one answered when I called at all. So there's nothing on the screen there at the moment. Just lately in the afternoons here, 6 has been opening like 5 o'clock for a little while, and then maybe 6 o'clock for a little while, and then around 7 o'clock for a little while. And it was 7 o'clock tonight and to about 7:30, but it was very poor signals. Very, very poor indeed. All right. Thanks for running the net tonight, Gary. Good to hear you all on. And that's good news to hear that the 847 is now breathing again. Got life back in it. Back to you, Gary. VK4 Bravo Alpha Delta and the group VK4 Echo Mike.
Okay, VK4 Echo Mike, VK4 Bravo Alpha Delta. Okay, yeah, I was just reading Al's email, which was sent on the 14th. So it's been sitting there for a little while. No problems. Yeah. With that one there, Al, I wouldn't have a clue what frequencies I put in it, to be honest. Don't be surprised if there is police, SES, fire, and that in there, because 90% of my radios have got those frequencies in them. There, so you might, I don't know what's actually in that radio, but they would be most likely in there. Probably, yeah, they'll most likely be in there, because they were part of, that was for when I needed to talk to them. Yeah, other than that, I'm not too sure, as I said, I'm not too sure what frequencies are in that. I know that they would have been no tones in them, because back then no one ran tones on repeaters. Well, at least all the no one ran tones on repeaters. Back in those days when before I packed it away. So it's only after I moved here and decided to get back onto radio after a couple of years of break, I found that my radios didn't work because they didn't have tones in them, and I think mainly I was on HF most of the time in the earlier days when I moved out here. Yeah, as I said, I can't even remember what kind of frequencies I had in that radio there, Al. Hang on. But no problems on that one. Right, okay. And I'm not too sure if Ian is into digital on 6 meters. I think he's just looking at voice and either FM or SSB. I think he's mainly on SS. I think he's looking at SSB. I would say on that one. but I doubt if he'll be on digital. Talking about digital, I had someone was doing some testing on on digital voice there today. They popped up on my my frequencies here, and they were slightly off frequency. So I've got to find out who they were, because I hardly hear any digital stuff on my main radio. And if I do, that's only D-Star. So someone was operating D-Star in my area here. As I said, that's the only radio I've got. That's only what I run in on this main radio here is D-Star. So someone today, as I said, was transmitting on one of the frequencies because it stopped. Anyway, with that lot there, this is Victor Kilo 4 Bravo Alpha Delta for the Bunya Mountains and District Amateur Radio Club. Before we close off the net, does anyone else want to come in and say hello, goodbye before we close the net off? VK4BAD. Okay, nothing else heard on that one. I'd like to thank VK4 Mike Victor, Al, VK4 in Dolby, VK4 FAX, Don in Drayton, VK4 IJP Ian in Proston, VK4 Echo Mike, Merv in Pittswood, and VK4 Whiskey Bravo Dave, and I still don't recall where he is. Okay, this is Victor Kilo 4 Bravo Alpha Delta for the Bunya Mountains and District Amateur Radio Club. I'd like to thank you all for turning up tonight. Without you guys, we wouldn't have a net. This is Victor Kilo 4 Bravo Alpha Delta. I'll now resume back to my home call of VK4 Golf Romeo Bravo Gary in Faryiryland. And I'll now leave the frequency open for general traffic. And we'll catch us again at 7:30 next Wednesday night, 19:30 hours, 09:30 UTC. Until the same time next week, this is VK4 Golf Romeo Bravo saying 7-3, and we'll catch us all again next week. VK4GRB out.